happening, everybody? I'm Mix Mike. We're here at Outlaw Sound with Billy Gray from Fozzy, and we are making some profiles or captures for Neural DSP today. Billy, why don't you tell us a little bit about some of these captures?
Yeah, what we're going to do today is I've recently acquired the Quad Cortex from Neural DSP, and we're going to be building some captures for the upcoming Fozzy tour, some of the live tones I'm going to be using. We're going to build some captures for my Lethal City band for some live shows we're going to be doing, and also have some solo stuff that I'm going to be doing as well live. So we're building all the live captures today for these upcoming shows and tours. We're gonna do a capture of a dual rectifier. We're going to do a capture of a early 80s Marshall modified JCM 800 lead series. We're going to do a Splawn capture. It's the Pro Mod by Splawn. It's one of the earlier ones. And we're going to do a couple captures by Fender for some clean tones. We're going to do a couple captures from an EVH. We're going to use a Laney. We're going to do all kinds of captures and see what we come up with, all kinds of combinations of these amps, and build a live show touring rig right on that Quad Cortex.
If you're wanting more information about more of a deep dive on what we're doing here with these captures and more about the amps and the mics and all that stuff, head over to there and check that out. And yeah, we'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Cool. We're here today at Outlaw Sound with Billy Gray. We're making some Neural DSP captures and some Kemper profiles for a special profile pack that we got going on with Billy. We are doing a few different amps. We got the Mesa Dual Rec. We're doing the JCM 800, the Marshall, and a Splawn that's very similar to the JCM with more gain. So we'll talk more about these in just a moment, but we will talk about the cabs and the microphones in here. So in here we got 3 different cabs that we're profiling, a lot of mics as you can see. We're doing a Marshall cab with, what have you got, greenbacks in them, right? We got
25 watt greenbacks.
We're doing a Sennheiser 441 and a Royer 121, pretty standard combo on a Marshall cab. And then we got another Marshall cab with vintage 30s in it. It's a straight cab, not a slant cab, slightly different. And again, we got a 441, and this is a clone of a 121 made by a company. We'll put that on the bottom of the screen for you guys. And then the last one we got is the Splawn cab. This has got, what, 50 watt?
55 watt small block speakers made by Eminence is what comes with those. They're proprietary to Splawn.
Cool, yeah, and so that's what we got going on here. Bear M201 and another one of these Royer clones. You'll notice we got all the ribbons plugged into the cloud lifters just to get a little bit more oomph out of these things. So yeah, we'll jump over and take a listen to these things. All right, so we talked about microphones, we talked about guitar cabs and amps. Now we're talking about the rest of the chain, going from the mic pre's into the DAW. All of the microphones are going into API 212s. Some of them have phantom power. Those are on the ribbon mics. Don't worry, we're not burning up ribbon mics. We got the cloud lifters in between there for that. All of those microphones are individually going into Pro Tools through an Antelope Orion, and yes, we are actually using things at 192 kilohertz. We want to make sure and have the absolute widest bandwidth possible getting these things into this system and into the profiler. Because I know some people do this a lot of different ways, but using the DAW is actually really, really useful. And let's face it, we're trying to get as close to finished guitar tones as possible, and everybody's using plugins when they're mixing, so we want to try and mix it, get it as close to a finished product as possible. So in the DAW, we're doing all of our EQing. We're really not doing a whole lot. We're using 2 different plugins, really, Kirchhoff EQ and the NIF Soma. This is a tube EQ model, just pulling out some weird resonances. That's about it. Nothing really that crazy. You see, we're just pulling out some of that nasty, probably like 400-ish range. Nobody likes 400 hertz. You just kill that, you know. So pretty straight up thing. So we want to try and capture the amps in their most natural sound possible. Okay, we're here doing the captures. Billy's over there playing, which you can keep playing, Billy. That's fine. So the way that this works is we have a signal coming from Billy's guitar. It goes out of here to the amp, and then this is how it actually does the model, is through that system. And then we can compare the model to his input of the real amp and compare those and see how close they are. So let's go ahead and hit this start capture and go ahead and do this. Oh, there it goes. Let's see if we get past the sanity check here. That's my favorite one.
Yeah.
R2D2 over there.
Yeah, it is.
But what on a guitar sounds like that? Yeah.
Okay, so what are we listening to?
This is the amp.
That's the amplifier. Okay.
Cortex.
It's ever so slight. Yeah, that's crazy close for sure.
Cool. So one thing that I really want to point out about doing these quad cortex models that we discovered is the importance of two things when you do this start capture thing. And that's adjusting the input levels and flipping the ground lifts, because there's so many ins and outs with your system. Chances are there's going to be some kind of hum, and you got to figure out what you need to lift and what you need to leave. So that you can eliminate the hum. And the other thing is the importance of the inputs. When you come into the quad cortex and then out, when it's at a unity gain, it is significantly less gain coming out into the amp. And something that we noticed was that when we had things plugged into the amp, the gain was real hot and everything sounded great. And then as soon as we plugged into the quad cortex, through the quad cortex into the amp, the gain dropped like dramatically. But you can get that back by adjusting the input level 1 and cranking that. You can see we did 15 dB to match the gain that was going straight into the amp from the guitar. So that's super important. That made a massive difference in making these models come out really, really good.
Let's see what it is. And the profiling begins.
I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching the video today. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you're interested about what we're doing here, whether it's the amplifiers, mic pre's, or even the console. Check out the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're interested about how the Cortex and the Kemper sounds compare to the real thing, comment below in the video section, and that way we can leave a link to files, and we'll be happy to share that with you, so that way you can hear for yourself on your own system what those items sound like. Like and subscribe. Thank you.